What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a lovely one out there wherever you are today. We're going to listen to this track from Peter Howell and the BBC Radiophonic Workshop. We're going to listen to the track The Astronauts, which is the final track on this album, Through a Glass Darkly, released in 1978. We're listening to this because I had gotten an email from Nathan, so thank you, Nathan, for the recommendation. And you had recommended this. I've never heard of Peter Howell or the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, but you said that they were pioneers of electronica back in the 1950s. They've worked on the Doctor Who theme for that theme in the 1960s as well. And then I guess this album was released in 1978. So, like I said, I've never heard of them, but we're going to listen to it. I felt like I was missing something, but I'm not. I got everything I need right here in front of me, including you guys. So let's go ahead and pull it up. We'll listen to it. We'll talk about it a little bit after. The Astronauts. Here we go. And by the way, before I actually dive into it, I'm looking at a single version and the regular version. You know we're listening to just the album version. Come on now. Let's go. It's like a calm momentum of space. For as simple as it is, there's a lot of sounds happening. I like that. Nice little roll on that bass line. Right there. Pretty cool. I like that symphonic sound, just electrified. That synthy bass behind it, just driving this inertia. It's catchy too. really do enjoy the orchestral touches around the timpani, of course, and the string-like sounds. Works really well in here. It's really catchy, like these lines. That was a really good listen. Okay, a few things I liked about that. One, I'm looking at the personnel list, and like, you got actual musicians playing a lot of the instruments here. Well, every instrument here, technically. Like, everything is played by someone, which I really, really like there. Peter Howell, who's, of course, going to be taking lead when it comes to piano and the synths. I love the sounds that he brings in here. Like, if I can take this and put it into my terms, it sounds like it has some of the rhythm of Kraftwerk, some of the atmosphere of Tangerine Dream, and some of the playfulness of Jean-Michel Jarre. Like, it has all those elements in there, and like I said, that's just me putting it into, context for myself. But it has a lot of those positive elements from each of those artists and bands, and then bringing it into this particular piece, which I think sings really, really well. The beginning plays with the ambience and plays with the journey. To me, it kind of sounded like taking off in a spaceship. And it's that moment when you first, pass the stratosphere, the atmosphere of whatever, and you're in that first breath of space. You're passing the blue, and now you're into the black. You're passing that horizon, and it's that first moment when you start floating. And it's like the weightlessness happens. The gravity is gone, and you're just left floating. I really like how they made it feel like that. And then the bass line started. The groove was just beginning, and like, okay, this is going to be a journey. And in that section, it was like we were passing different sights around us. There were sounds and melodies that would come in, pass us by, and then they would be thrown back into the distance. And then, like I said, eventually we moved and pulled forward into, either a space station or a hyper thing. And then it was just full steam ahead when the drums came in. Which I also really like how symphonic this whole thing, of course, how symphonic this whole thing felt. Let me finish my sentence. Especially with like the timpani. To me, the symphonic nature of some of the melodies and those horn-like sounds, the string-like sounds, even though, of course, it's going to be all played with synths. It was just a really pleasurable track to listen to. And it was catchy. Those melodies, da 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 da, and then boom boom. Like, it was very catchy and pleasing to listen to as well. Which, to me, for an instrumental track, that's a huge plus, for it to be like that. You have two drummers here, Howard Tibble, Brian Hussey, electric guitar played by Tony Catchpole, which is a cool name, Terrence Emery handling the timpani, and Des McCamley on the bass guitar. That was a fun listen. That was good. And, this was 1978, so right in the throes of, progressive rock and the electronic movement moving forward. So it definitely sounds like... And you know what? I'm looking at it, and there's also a 19-minute track in here, which is the title track, Through a Glass Darkly, a lyrical adventure. Interesting, because I thought that this was all instrumental. So, who knows? Anyways, Nathan, thank you so much for the recommendation. Appreciate you sharing that one with me. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter, support the channel, and what I do on Patreon. Thank you for being here. Come back tomorrow, and I will see you all then, guys. Bye.